Bismillah عليك. لغة مكروه ومكروهة. يعني make Muslim والسور is masculine نه وسور ما يسكن في البيوت رحية الفعلة مكروه right carry on. الطوافي طوفي okay. Okay, next مسألة also interesting مسألة سي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وصل البيوت كالحياة والثرى مكروهة عبادة in your kitab مكروه. The leftover of that which resides in the house, like, right, a snake or a rat, it is makruh. So again, to understand this masla, yeah, I told you, you have to go back in time when houses were not as solid. Although even in today's day and age, sometimes you still have some pests. Like you have maybe a rat, mice. Sometimes they get out of control. But maybe in previous times when the houses were not pakka, they were kacha. You had maybe mud houses, or you had bamboo houses, or that type of thing, right? So you had like lizards, mice, rats, snakes, scorpions. So the leftover, and then ma yaskunul buyuta is a mudaf ilay, right? وَسُعْرُ مَا يَسْكُنُ الْبُيُوتَ, the leftover of that which resides in the house. كالحية, like a snake, والفأرة, right? مكروه. It is makruh, or some kitab makruhatun. Why? لأن حرمة اللحم أوجبت نجاسة السؤر or suri. Remember, if you're following nicely, the usul is when the meat is haram, when the flesh is not halal to consume, then that necessary means what? That the leftover water, the sur will be najis, right? So like, so yeah, if you view it from that angle, that the flesh is haram, you can't, according to Hanafi madhab, all type of insects is haram. There's we refer to as حشرات الأرض لأن الله حرم عليكم الخبائث. We use that verse that Allah Ta'ala has made haram fault for you. That's why we say insects and all these type of things. These are That is why in the Hanafi madhab you can't eat a snake, you can't eat a scorpion, you can't eat a fly, you can't eat a mosquito, you can't eat all these things, because these are all khubz. And وَحَرَّمَ عَلَيْكُمُ الْخَبَائِثَ, Allah Ta'ala has made filth haram upon you. There I gave you also the usul for why all these things are haram, right? So if you look at it, the flesh of these creatures, the flesh of these animals, they are haram. So naturally it follows it must be najis. So right. So like a cat, it's always a bad, but إلا أنه سقطت النجاسة لإلمة الطوف الطوافي. But the default ruling will be waived off. Why? Because similar like to a cat, the cat comes in the house all the time. You don't have complete control of the cat. It will be difficult if you consider the water najis completely, right? The same thing here in previous times. How do you protect your utensils from the cat, from the rat, from the lizard, from the snake? It will be a great deal of difficulty. So al-haraju madfuun. So they're saying سقطت النجاسة لعلمة الطوف أو الطوافي. So because of that reason, we don't say it is outright najis. But remember, after all, these animals, their flesh is najis, so there is a degree of reprehensibility. فبقيت الكراهة. So the karahat will remain. And then I told you in the previous text when we spoke about the cat, you ask yourself, okay, you say it's najis but it's makruh. What does it mean it's najis but it's makruh? What does it mean it is najis but it's makruh? Sorry, it's spark but it's makruh. This is the benefit of saying it's spark it's makruh. That if you use it, technically speaking, your wudu will be done. If you ate it, the leftover, you drank it, technically speaking, it will be halal. But if you've got something else, don't use it. You've got other water which the cat did not drink from. You've got other water which the snake did not drink from. you've got other water which the lizard did not drink from, then it's better to use it. But yes, if you've got no other water, etc., then you will use it. So that is the benefit of saying what? That is the benefit of saying that it is makruh, right? Then read the next ibara, last ibara there. You read it? Right. So understanding that it is najis, but because of the tawaf or the haraj, we'll say now you can use it, especially when you don't have what tambihu al illati fil hirrati. That's what he's saying. They want to make you cognizant of the illat. Nabbaha yunabbihu means is to draw your attention. What tambihu illati is to draw your attention to the illat in the hirra. Like how in the hirra also, technically speaking, it's supposed to be najis, is supposed to be haram, but because of what? Because of the haraj in it, it drops from being totally makruh, etc. That's what he's saying there. It's showing you that the masla is similar to the illat that is found, the illat of tawaf that is found in the cat, right? Okay, read the next one, inshallah. Right. So now you learn something new. You're going to learn a new terminology that you haven't come across. First time you're going to come across this terminology here. First time you're going to. Okay, just want to go back one this ibarat here with tambihu ala al-illati fil hirrati. In this other kitab, they say here that that in the masla of the cat, you have been told or you have been made aware of the illat why it drops from being najis to being just makruh, and it was tawaf. So they're saying what tambihu al illati, and pointing out or making aware of the illat fil hirrati is in the masla of the hirra. You understood that? So we're not going to explain it again now. We already explained it before. You understood that? We've already made you aware of it earlier. We're not going to make you aware of it again now. You understood that? So what tambihu al illati fi mas يعني والتنبيه على حكم الكراهة أو والتنبيه على علة الكراهة في مسألة الحرة. There's a full عبارة, right? والتنبيه على كراهة العلة في مسألة الحرة. You've been made aware of this earlier, so we're not going to make you aware of it now again. Right, right. So again, I told you before that sometimes maybe the masla don't seem so relevant, but if you understand the usul well, you will also benefit from the masla. The next thing we're going to discuss is, like I told you, there's some medication that's even made out of donkey milk. Is made out of donkey milk, and this will be discussed here. وسؤر الحمار والبغل مشكوك فيه. The leftover of a donkey and the leftover of a mule. مشكوك فيه, it is doubtful. A donkey we know is a normal animal, farmyard animal, and a mule is an animal. It's a cross between a donkey and a mule. If a donkey mates with a horse, or if a horse mates with a donkey, then the baby is born from that is a mule. And normally a mule is bigger in size than a donkey, right? So because it's got its origins in a donkey, it's much like similar to a donkey, right? So I told you before, mashkuk, don't confuse makruh with mashkuk. Makruh tahrimi means closer to haram than halal. Makruh tanzim means closer to halal than haram, right? A lighter form of karahat, right? This is mashkuk. Mashkuk means we don't know. we don't know whether you can use it or you can't use it. You understand what I'm saying? We got no idea. We couldn't come to a conclusive result because the proofs are contradictory. What? The proofs are contradictory. And because the proofs are contradictory, we are totally confused. We're not inclining to any one particular view. That is what mashkuk means. And in particular in this context, understood that? So وَسُعْرُ الْحِمَارِ وَالْبَغْلِ مَشْكُوكٌ فِيهِ. The leftover of a donkey and of a mule, we are in complete doubt. We don't know what to do, right? Are you with me? Now, here I need you to pay careful attention to understand the ibarat. You have to understand the ibarat, the difference between tahir and mutahir. Remember, we've done this. So, see what he's saying. Here we're saying that the leftover water of a donkey is doubtful. Just understand what he's saying. Can we make wudu with it or not? Just understand that much, right? Can we make wudu with it or not? Right? وَقِيلَ الشَّكُّ فِي طَهَارَتِهِ. It is said, right, that the doubt is being pure, not in whether it can purify you. You understood? Remember, I told you when you say something is tahir, it means it's pure, it will not contaminate you, right? But you cannot use it to purify yourself, right? Are you with me? Now we're speaking about the surya. What is speaking about the sur? وَقِيلَ الشَّكُّ فِي طَهَارَتِهِ. It has been said that the doubt is whether this water is najis or it is tahir. Not whether it can purify you, whether you can make wudu or not. Leave alone that. Because remember, the lowest level is something to be pure. Like if you look at my musta'mal, remember my musta'mal, it is tahir but ghair mutahir. That means if it fall on your clothes, it doesn't make you render you najis. But you cannot make wudu with it, remember? So yeah, they say the doubt is in whether it that leftover water, if a donkey, if a mule drank from something and that water is laying there, if you touch that water, does it make your hands najis or not? We're not even discussing whether you can make wudu with it. If there's doubt with regards to being fire or in ghair of fire, then obviously to a great extent it can't be mutahhir. Are you with me? Are you with me? So the doubt is just in the entry level. It's not even with regard to the secondary level, whether it is mutahhir or not. Are you with me? So, waqila, it is said, ashakku fi taharatihi, that the doubt is whether it will contaminate you. So if the donkey drank of the water there, and that water, you touch that water or that water came on you, whether it will render you najis or not, right? Why? They say, see, look here. لأنه لو كان طاهرا, because if it was pure, it wouldn't render you najis. Lakana tahuran. Then it would also be what? Tahuran have the ability to purify you. Ma lam yaghribi lu'abu ala al-ma'i. As long as the saliva does overpower it. Now here they're drawing your attention to another masla that you have to know. Remember this, when a clean substance mixes with water, right? A clean substance, and it does not like change the color, the taste, the smell, right? If the water is in greater quantity, you can still make wudu with it, remember? And if the substance that you're mixing with it is in greater quantity, you can't make wudu. This masla, we discussed it, it came here in detail in Fiqh al-Muyassar. They gave the masla of example, rose water falls into normal water. If the rose water is more, what? You can't make wudu. If the my musta'mal fall like you're making wudu, and my musta'mal fell into clean water, if the clean water, the musta'mal water is more, you can't make wudu, remember? So, uh, having understood that masla, understanding that masla, we're saying, لأن لو كان طاهرا, if this was the sur, like the leftover water was pure, لكان طهورا, naturally it also have the ability to purify you as long as it does not overpower the water. So this shows you that the ikhtilaf is actually it is being tahir because the Masla is clear that if this leftover water did not over purify the water, that then you can still make wudu with it. So that shows you the question is only with regards to being tahir, not mutahir. Are you with me? Then وقيل الشك في طهوريته. It is said that the doubt is in whether it can purify you. Can you make wudu or not with it? لأنه لو وجد الماء, if a person finds water, لا يجب عليه غسل رأسه. That look here, if a person made wudu with this water, which the donkey drank from it, right? And then after it, he finds normal water. لأنه لو وجد الماء لا يجب عليه غسل الرأس. It is not necessary to wash that out after that. You will suffice with this water. So that shows you that the doubt is in whether it is mutahir or ghair mutahir. The fact that you don't have to wash it out. If you to say, you must wash it out, that means you say no. Right? It is not mutahir. Are you with me? Right? Then وَكَذَا لَبَنُهُ طَاهِرٌ. Then like this, according to this opinion, to say it is pure, but it is not mutahir, we'll say that the milk also of it, the milk also, it is pure. Now, sometimes they use this also in for some type of medicines. I remember coming across somebody asking some question that, like, some type of medicines manufactured from donkey milk, there's your answer. Then, سيا وعرقه لا يمنع جواز الصلاة وإن فحش. That this perspiration does not stop the permissibility of salat وإن فحش, even though it is a lot. So what does it show you? This show you it is not najis, it is tahir. وَكَذَا سُورُهُ وَهُوَ الْأَصَحُ. Like that also, if the left water, it fell on you, whatever, even if it's a lot, it will not render you najis. You will still be park, you will still be pure, you can still read salat, right? Right. وَيُرْوَى نَصُّ مُحَمَّدٍ عَلَى طَهَارَتِهِ. Then there is a clear riwayat from Imam Muhammad, rahimahullah ta'ala, that it is pure, right? That it is not najis, right? Then I told you, I mentioned this earlier to you, I say that the reason why we say something is mashkuk, we're not sure whether it is pure or not pure, is because when there is contradictory proof, and we got no reason to prefer one proof of the other, right? وسبب الشك تعارض الأدلة في إباحته وحرمته. The reason for the doubt is because of the contradiction of the proof في إباحته, in it being permissible or it being not permissible, right? So the certain proof suggests no, it is park, certain proof suggests it is najis, and we got no reason to prove to prefer one of the other, right? Or it could be أو اختلاف الصحابة في نجاسته وطهارته. There's ikhtilaf among the Sahaba Ikram for whether it is pure or impure. So when they had ikhtilaf, how can we give preference to one? There's وعن أبي حنيفة, and there's a riwayat from Abu Hanifa, أنه نجس ترجيحا للحرمة والنجاسة. And there's one opinion from Imam Abu Hanifa, rahimahullah ta'ala, that the leftover water will be najis. And on what basis did he give this opinion? Tarjihan. Why? Because للحرمة, because it is haram to consume the flesh. And you know the normal default ruling is it's haram to consume the flesh. What happened? The leftover rice. One najasati, and also giving preference to this, that it will be najis, right? والبغل من نسل حماري. I told you a mule is from the progeny of a donkey. فيقول بمنزلته, it will have the same exact same uh, ruling like it, right? So now that all the proofs, etc. Now we're going to do the actual law. What is the law of it, right? Read that next one. Right. So the problem is when that's the only water, your only supply of water you had, the donkey drank, you're traveling, or maybe before, maybe you harvested your water and the donkey came and it drank from it. You got no other water, there's nobody to fetch water, the men folk are gone. That was the only water you got. فَإِن لَمْ يَجِدْ غَيْرَهُمَا. يتوضأ بهما, right, ويتيمم. So what's the law? If he does not find anything besides it, he will make tayammum, he will make wudu with it, and also he will make tayammum on top of that. ويجوز أيهما قدم, and it's permissible whichever one he goes first. That is, he can make wudu first and then make tayammum, or he can make tayammum first and then make wudu. It doesn't matter. It does not matter because there's no wajhu tarjih. Right, carry on. Carry on reading. وقال زفر لا يجوز إلا أن يقدم الوضوء. Imam Zufar said no, you have to make wudu first. Why? لأنه واجب الاستعمال. Hey, look here, water is the asal. Water is the original thing, right? So it is why, when there's water you must use it, and this is also water. إنه واجب الاستعمال فأشبه الماء المطلق. So like how in this water you go to the water first, here too you will go to this first, right? Carry on. Yeah. So we say, look here, we're not sure what he's supposed to use here. If this water is najis, he's supposed to be using the tayammum. And if this water is not najis, he's supposed to be using the water. Right? So there's no real reason to say that this is the original or he's supposed to use. So both are equal footing. Both, because remember, if the water is najis, then he's supposed to be making tayammum. And if the water is not najis, he's supposed to be using the water. Are you with me? Did you change the page? So there's no real reason to give preference to one over the other. There is no reason to give preference to one over the other. So there's no wajud tarjih. So they're both equal, both on the same platform. So you can use whatever you want to. There's no reason to give preference, right? Then wasu'ul farsi tahirun indahuma. The leftover of a horse is pure according to us because technically speaking, لأن لحمه مأكول. Its flesh is halal, right? Now you say to me, hey, if you say the flesh, sometimes you see in some of the kutub, you say the flesh is makruh, etc., etc. I explained that to you before. The reason why we say it's makruh is because in previous times it was used for jihad, etc. وكذا in the so لأن لحمه مأكول, so it's ma'kulul laham. So the flesh is halal. So if the flesh is halal, the leftover is pure. وَكَذَا إِنْدَهُ فِي الصَّحِيحِ. And yeah, what I'm making reference to here is this. I'll tell you, you see, there's some riwayat that is narrated from Imam Abu Hanifa that is makruh to consume the flesh of a horse. So they're saying, وَكَذَا إِنْدَهُ. Like that, according to Imam Abu Hanifa, also, it is halal, is sahih, in the most correct opinion that is narrated from him. Why? لأن الكراهة لإظهار شرفه. That karahat that he said, it is not because this is similar to like a human being. You know, a human being, his flesh is not najis, his flesh is pure. But then you say, okay, if his flesh is pure, why can't we eat a human being flesh? No, there's always, because also لإظهار شرفه. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم. The same thing here. We'll say that the reason why you can't consume the flesh of a human being is not because his flesh is najis. Because if you're going to say you can consume human being flesh, what will happen when somebody dies, etc.? They will be respected. The same thing here. This is out of respect for the flesh of a horse. It mustn't result in taqlili alatil jihadi. It must not result in the decreasing of the implements of jihad. لأن الكراهة لإظهار شرفه. The honor is because of to make apparent the honor of a horse. It has a special status. Al-khaylu ma'qudun fi nawasiha al-khayr. There's a hadith that says that the horse written in its forehead is goodness till the day of Qiyamah. Okay, we stop there. We'll continue. I just hope that is clear. Inshallah, we can recap on this again tomorrow. Inshallah, about. Right, that's in your shara. Okay, let me read it for the benefit of the other people. Where is it? Yes, it in the shara. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Karahatu akli lahmi lidhari sharafihi. That we can say the testament, but the reprehensibility of the consuming of his flesh, lidhari sharafi, it is to make apparent its honor. إذ هو آلة الشهاد. It is from among the instruments of jihad turhibuna bihi adu Allah wa aduakum. In today's day and age, it's not so much ala to jihad. So, even according to the call of Hanifa, the reprehensibility will decrease in today's day and age. We stop there. We'll continue tomorrow, inshallah. GoPro, this stuff. Oh,